Here, welcome to Hagrid's Shoes. I'm Hagrid, and this is my channel. And I'm going to show you how you can fix your shoes on the cheap at home. Sound good? Well, let's get started. Right, as you can see, we've got a nice big hole on a shoe here. Now that hole I actually made myself. It was one of my toenails. Wasn't really. I made it myself to show you how to fix it. I did have a pair that had an hole in it, but I fixed them without the camera. Right, so what you're going to need is what we call a tailor's pencil, or a chalk pencil. There you go, that's what that looks like. Get them on eBay, get them in a textile shop. A needle with a big eyelet, and some yarn. Now, the thicker the better with this stuff, because the thinner stuff you get a bit tangled up with, so old Hagrid always uses thicker yarn. Now, as you can see, again, we got this hole. What we do is we take all the laces out and we tuck the tongue into the bottom of the shoe so that it doesn't get in our way. There it is, look, back in the bottom there. Now we can see this nice great big hole, and we get our chalk pencil and we draw a nice outline around it, a little box. Now you don't have to do that, really. It's just going to help you keep exactly where you need to be with your stitching. But if you think you're a bit of a clever clogs, don't bother. I ain't a clever clogs. That's why I always use that. So, as you can see, we've put a nice box around it in white chalk, which will come off with damp cloth. You get to the corner of the box from the inside out, because we want to leave all the threads on the inside. And from the inside out, we put it through the top corner, and we take it all the way back down to the bottom corner, like so. Because what we're looking for is a long line of thread. Not Fred and Wilma, not Fred and Ginger, but a thread of yarn. So there we go, look, there's our first one. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go right back up to the top. Don't do it. Because if you go back up to the top, you're going to have lines on the outside and on the inside. We don't want lines on the inside, we only want lines on the outside. So we've gone top to bottom, we're back on the inside of the shoe, and we're going to go next door. Ask for a cup of sugar, or a cup of tea even. Ooh, I love a cup of tea, me. So we go in like that, look. Lovely job. Look at the state of my nails. They need a good trim, don't they? I'll have some eye out with one of them, won't I? Right, back up to the top, look. And that's our second line of thread. In we go. And that's all we're doing. All the way along we're going to be doing this. In it goes, look. Lovely job. And that is our second line of thread. Right, okay. Now, if you remember what I said, you go next door, coming down the box, and we're going to try and get another thread. Try and get them as close as you possibly can, because when we start to weave, the closer the lines of thread are, the better it will look. You mark my words on that. I'm a professional, you know what? A professional. And back in the bottom, look. 3 lines of thread, look. 3 lines of thread. I am fixing holes on my shoes. Now, look. 3 lines of thread. I put a needle in there to show you. 3 lines of thread. What a lovely job so far. Right. There we go. Now, you're going to do exactly what you've done there, all the way along to the end, till you reach the other corner. So that's there, look. You don't need to see me doing all this. So I'm going to snap my fingers, and there you go. What I've done is I've threaded a piece of paper behind it just to show you the lines of thread. Now, that is sufficient. But to be honest, it could be better. They could be closer together. But it's okay. It's still going to look really good when it's finished. Pull that bit of paper out. That was for your benefit, not for mine. And as you can see, it's starting to shape up. Get that tongue back in there. Put your tongue away. Stop drooling. Stop drooling. Right. So now we're going to go to the corner of the shoe, back to the box. As you can see, it's nearly wiped off that box. It's only chalk. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to go all the way along to the other corner. But this time we're going to weave in and out of the threads. And that's why we call it a weave patch. Here we go. In and out. And in and out. All the way to the end. What a rubbish song. Right. There we go, look. Alright, I might have to stop halfway because it's a bit fiddly. But that's alright, I can go back. There's no rules. No rules there. And then we can finish off the line. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. Lovely. Might look a mess at the moment, but it won't do. When we start pulling those tight, and then we go to the next line, remember, go next door, get another cup of tea, maybe a few biscuits, and we start to thread it all the way through. Obviously, with the threads that last time, the ones that you went over, this time you're going to go under. And the ones you went under, this time you're going to be over. Just like weaving a carpet, just like any kind of weaving really. It's pretty obvious, but that's the beauty of this. It's so easy to do. You folks at home can do this, and there's no excuse. I mean, you could take it to a cobbler's, but why, when you could do it yourself? So, as you can see, I was supposed to tell you about how I was going to do it, but anyway, look, you can see the end results. I've done exactly what I've just showed you, all the way to the top, and I think you're going to agree that's a pretty lovely job. You can see it's there when you can see that what I've done, but as you can see, it's not a bad cover. Now, the only things I would tell you with this, try and keep the threads tight and try and push the threads down when they're through. Keep so that you can weave in and out, because you don't want any holes in between it. But look, as you can see, that ain't bad, is it? That, as my old mate used to say, Paul Daniels, that's magic. Yeah? That's magic, he would say. He wasn't a wizard, he was just a showman, but he did his bit. You know, never got quite allowed to join the wizard clan. Anyway, subscribe if you want to see more of this kind of nonsense. And I'll be back with more. You can bet on that. You're a wizard, Harry.